the embrace of divine love. In the stillness of the night, when the world seems to pause and loneliness knocks at the door, it is in that very moment that God's love reveals itself in a profound and transformative way. This love is like a gentle whisper caressing the soul, reminding you that you are never alone. Every star in the sky serves as a reflection of His promise, a testimony that His presence envelopes you even in the darkest of times. Throughout life, we face challenges that cause us to question our path, our faith, and even our worth. But it is precisely in these moments of doubt and fear that God extends His arms, inviting you to take refuge in His love. No mistake is too great, no pain too deep that His love cannot cover and heal. This love is unconditional, an eternal embrace that holds you when everything else seems to fall apart. Imagine now that you are being embraced by a warm and comforting light, a light that dispels all fear, all insecurity. This light is the love of God flowing through you, filling every corner of your being with peace and hope. No matter how far you feel you have wandered, His love always finds you, always calls you back home to that place of peace where your soul can rest. I invite you at this moment to pause and allow this love to envelop you completely. Close your eyes and repeat in your heart, I accept God's love in my life. By doing this, you are opening your heart to a deep transformation, allowing divine love to heal your wounds and renew your spirit. Always remember that God's love has no limits, that His embrace is always ready to welcome you. Trust that no matter what happens, His love is the solid rock upon which you can build your life. Let this love be your guide, your strength, and your comfort in every step of your journey. Faith is like a beacon that illuminates our path in the darkest moments. It is the certainty that, even though we may not see the end of the tunnel, there is a light waiting for us on the other side. Trusting in what we cannot see is an act of bravery, a demonstration that our spirit is in tune with the divine, knowing that everything has a higher purpose. When life presents us with challenges, faith becomes our anchor, preventing us from being swept away by the storms of doubt and despair. It is in these moments of trial that our faith is strengthened, revealing an inner strength we may not have known we possessed. It is a constant reminder that we are not alone and that the universe conspires in our favor. However, maintaining faith requires daily surrender, a commitment of our heart and soul. It is a continuous dialogue with the divine, a quest for peace amidst chaos. It is easy to believe when everything is going well, but the true test of faith occurs in adversity, when every fiber of our being wants to give up, but a soft voice tells us to keep going. Today, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your faith. Do you fully trust the plan that God has for you? If your answer is yes, declare with strength, I trust in you, Lord. Let this affirmation be a reminder of your unwavering faith. At the end of the day, remember that faith is not just a belief, it is a decision. Choose to trust, choose to believe, and let your faith guide you toward a future filled with hope and love. Inner peace is that state of serenity we all long for but often seems so difficult to attain. We live in a world full of noise, where the worries of daily life can drown out our tranquility. However, true peace does not come from outside but from within, from a heart at peace with God and itself. To find this peace, we must learn to let go, to release what we cannot control. Many times, we cling to situations or people that steal our peace, believing that without them, we cannot be happy. But true peace comes when we understand that our happiness does not depend on external things but on our connection with the divine. In those moments of silence, when everything around us seems calm, that is when we come closest to our essence. It is in those quiet moments that we can hear God's voice whispering in our hearts, reminding us that everything is okay, that there is nothing to fear, that His peace is with us. I invite you to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and repeat, "I accept God's peace in my life." Let these words envelop you, filling every corner of your being with a peace that surpasses all understanding. Remember, inner peace is a gift from God, but it is up to us to accept it. Allow this peace to guide you, strengthen you, and keep you centered on what truly matters. Unconditional love is the greatest gift we can give and receive. It is a love that knows no boundaries, that asks for nothing in return, that simply is. This love was given to us by God from the moment we were created, and it is the same love that we are asked to give to others, no matter who they are or what they have done. This love is not based on what we do or say but on who we are at the core of our being. It is a love that accepts, that forgives, that understands. When we love unconditionally, we reflect the love of God, a pure and perfect love that knows no barriers. Loving unconditionally is not easy. It requires a heart willing to see beyond faults, to forgive the unforgivable, and to give the best of ourselves without expecting anything in return. It is a love that transcends the human and connects us with the divine, elevating us to a level of love that can only come from God. If you feel that this unconditional love is within you, I invite you to declare, "I receive and give God's love." Let this declaration be a reminder that the love you give and receive is a reflection of divine love. Remember that unconditional love is the foundation of everything. It is the beginning and the end, what sustains us in difficult moments, and what fills us with joy in moments of happiness. Love without measure, for that is how God loves you. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools we have to free our hearts from unnecessary burdens. Holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy stone that prevents us from moving forward. However, when we decide to forgive, we free not only ourselves but also the person who has wronged us. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. It means letting go of the pain that keeps us tied to the past. It is an act of love, both towards others and ourselves. By forgiving, we take a step toward healing, allowing God's light and love to fill those spaces of pain. It is important to remember that we are all human and make mistakes. Just as we wish to be forgiven, we must be willing to forgive. Forgiveness is not just for the other person but for ourselves, to find the peace and well-being we so deeply desire. If there is someone in your life you need to forgive, I invite you to say, "I release my heart through forgiveness." Let these words help you release what weighs you down and allow you to move forward with a lighter heart. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Do not hold on to it. Release it and feel how your soul rises to a deeper and more lasting peace. Hope is that ray of light that shines in the midst of darkness, reminding us that there is always a tomorrow full of possibilities. No matter how difficult the times we go through, hope is the force that sustains us, giving us the courage to keep moving forward, to believe that the best is yet to come. In our lives, there are moments when difficulties seem overwhelming, and despair looms over us like a dark cloud. However, it is precisely in those moments that hope becomes an anchor, keeping us steady in the storm. This hope is not a mere expectation but a deep trust that God has a plan for us, a plan filled with goodness and love. Hope also calls us to act, to move toward our dreams with the certainty that, even though the path may be uncertain, we are being guided. It is a reminder that each day is a new opportunity to experience God's grace and mercy in our lives. Today, I invite you to renew your hope. Close your eyes and firmly say, "I embrace the hope that God gives me." Let these words flood your heart and fill you with the certainty that with God, all things are possible. Remember, hope is not an illusion, it is a divine promise. Hold on to it, let it guide you, and never let discouragement extinguish its light. The light in the darkness is a powerful metaphor that describes the role of the divine in our lives. When all seems lost, when shadows surround us, it is the light of God that shows us the way, guiding us to truth and salvation. This light not only illuminates our path but also transforms us, revealing the beauty and goodness that exist within us and around us. Throughout our lives, we all face moments of darkness. These can be periods of sadness, confusion, or uncertainty. However, it is in these times that God's light shines most brightly, reminding us that we are never alone. This light is a promise that no matter how dark the night, dawn will always come. This light is not only meant to guide us but also to be shared. By receiving God's light, we are given the responsibility to reflect it to others, illuminating their lives with love, compassion, and hope. In doing so, we become beacons that guide others through their own darkness. I invite you to declare with confidence, "I walk in the light of God." Let this declaration be a reminder that the divine light always accompanies you, illuminating your path and dissolving any shadow that may arise. Remember, the light in the darkness is not only a guide but also a promise that the divine is always present, ready to illuminate every corner of our lives. Faith is the invisible force that drives us to move forward, even when we cannot see the complete path ahead of us. It is the certainty that, although we do not understand every detail of God's plan, we can fully trust that He is guiding each of our steps. Faith is an act of surrender, of releasing our worries and trusting that God always has the best for us. In times of uncertainty, faith becomes our refuge, giving us peace and comfort. It reminds us that we are not alone, that a higher power sustains and cares for us. It is faith that allows us to look beyond current circumstances and see the infinite possibilities that God has for us. It invites us to wait with confidence, knowing that God never abandons us. Throughout our lives, faith challenges us to be courageous, to take steps that may seem risky or irrational in the eyes of the world. But it is precisely in those moments of courage that we see the transformative power of faith in action. By trusting in God, we open the door to miracles and blessings we never could have imagined. I invite you to declare firmly, "I trust in the power of faith and in God's plans for me." Let these words resonate in your heart and fill you with new confidence in the path God has laid out for you. Remember, faith is the bridge between what is and what can be. Cross that bridge with courage, knowing that on the other side, God's promises await you. The unconditional love of God is the most powerful force in the universe. It is a love that knows no limits or conditions, that embraces us as we are, with our imperfections and weaknesses. This love is the very essence of God, an inexhaustible source of grace that is poured out on us every day. Sometimes, in our humanity, we doubt that we are worthy of such perfect love. But God's love is not based on what we do or fail to do. it is rooted in His nature. It is a love that persists, that seeks us out even when we stray, and that envelopes us with tenderness and compassion. This unconditional love invites us to love others in the same way, with an open heart and a willingness to forgive. It reminds us that just as we have been loved, we are called to be channels of that love to the world, bringing light and hope to those who need it. Today, I want to invite you to open your heart and say, I receive God's unconditional love in my life. Let this affirmation fill you with peace, knowing that you are deeply loved without reservations or conditions. Remember, God's love is the answer to all our needs. Live in the certainty that no matter what you face, you can always count on this eternal and unchanging love. In times of adversity, when the shadows of uncertainty and fear seem to surround us, hope becomes our beacon of light. It is in these difficult times that our faith is tested, and although the circumstances may seem insurmountable, hope reminds us that God never abandons us. He is present in the midst of the storm, guiding us to a safe place where peace and serenity await us. Hope is not just a fleeting feeling, it is a powerful force that sustains us and propels us forward, even when the road is tough. It is the certainty that despite the difficulties, there is a divine purpose behind every challenge we face. This conviction gives us the courage to keep fighting, knowing that God has a perfect plan for our lives. It is in adversity that hope shines most intensely, reminding us that we are not alone. Every test is an opportunity to strengthen our faith and draw closer to God, trusting that He is working in our favor even when we cannot see it. Hope leads us to lift our gaze, to seek God's promises, and to believe that the best is yet to come. Take a moment now and repeat this affirmation. I trust that God has a perfect plan for me. By doing so, you are planting seeds of hope in your heart, allowing them to flourish amidst any circumstance. Remember, hope in times of adversity is the light that never goes out. It is the constant reminder that even though the night is dark, the dawn always comes. Keep that hope alive and let it guide your steps toward a future full of blessings and peace.